Hey guys, it's me again, and YouTuber question problems is I'm recording this video on the same day as another video I recorded. You're sitting there like, should I change my hair? Should I put on a different shirt so they can't tell? And being the person that I am, I was like, nah, I don't care. Y'all gonna know I filmed this video on the same day as another video. So when you see two videos of me wearing the same outfit, I probably filmed them on the same day. It happens. This video, I want to talk to you guys about my new war binder. I'm super excited. I had one war binder and it's here somewhere. Yes. So at the end of 2021, I had created a war binder. This was it. And I had decided to use this. I had put a couple of pretty pages in here, like this, where it's not just white paper. I was really excited to jump into this. It's actually a non-standard size. This notebook, I want to believe, is 8.5 by 12. I had some different paper. I really liked the feel of the paper and I wanted to use it for something. So I created this. This cover is actually different strips of paper woven together. So I felt like really good about the cover. And I had started getting into watercolor. So I did this really nice watercolor cover. And I was just really, really excited to jump into this. And for a little while, it was good. It was good. I was doing things and I thought that they looked kind of nice, kind of artistic, but quickly it just became very cumbersome, burdensome. I don't really know the words to explain, but I didn't feel inspired to write in this journal. Now, one of the reasons I think is because of this strange size. This notebook is larger than my other notebooks. And so I wouldn't say it's particularly heavier, but it is kind of long. And that made it a little bit more awkward in terms of, taking it outside or taking it into like my room and writing in my bed or writing on the couch or something like that. It just didn't quite feel right. I also struggled because I couldn't get the back cover to match the front cover. In fact, I had to go get the front cover specially punched at FedEx because my hole puncher wouldn't go through it. And I am a bit of a perfectionist, so I think a part of me disliked it because the back was different than the front. I know that's super petty, but I think that's what was happening. And then I was playing around with just a different style where I went back to like a monthly format, which I did do in one of my other journals, but like it just wasn't working. I didn't like the whole monthly thing. I think I was feeling bad. Like if I went a couple of weeks in a month without journaling, then one month only had like one sermon note. And then it looked like, oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm clearly not doing daily devotions. And that just made me feel worse about it instead of making me like, oh, I should write more. It just felt weird. And I had these calendars, but they had no rhyme or reason to what I was doing. It wasn't like I was tracking things or setting up like a reading plan based on the calendar. It wasn't flowing correctly. And I just felt very uninspired. And so I decided to just make a new journal. Now, in some regards, that's kind of wasteful of paper, but don't worry. I plan to use the extra paper to do planning and to sketch things out for the new journal, as well as, just using it to try out new lettering styles and things like that. The paper will not go to waste because I don't believe in wasting paper. So that's that. But I do believe in moving on to the next journal for the purpose of keeping myself inspired and keeping myself going. And so I created this journal. As you can tell, it's a little smaller. This is 8 by 10. This is my first 8 by 10 notebook. And I really like this size. I love this size. I think I'm going to keep doing this, even though it requires me to cut paper down to size. But I really like it. I tried out some new things again because that's the fun of creating. You always try out new things. The cover is made out of this vinyl material that I got online. I got it on Amazon. I didn't quite read the specs the way I thought I had. So things got a little interesting. I thought I was buying the exact same thing over and over, and I wasn't. So I couldn't actually do the inside and the outside cover the same. So I kind of had to improvise, but that's okay. We make things work around here. So I basically sewed them together. Yes, this is my own hand stitching. That's why it's not perfect. But I sewed the front and the back together, and I did the back cover the same way. And then I actually ended up investing in a screw punch. I have an awl too, but this is a Japanese screw punch, which you can use to punch holes in things. And so I just made a template so that I could punch the holes here and not have to go to FedEx to get them. Hi, Bubbles. She's crashing the video. Okay. But I used that to make sure that I could punch these covers regardless of the thickness, and that way I could have the same front and back cover. The fact that it is slimmer and a little bit more lightweight makes it more portable, and I've been excited to do that. I decided to go back to some of the basics, so I did name it Back to Basics. I will be showing you this under the camera at some point, or you'll be seeing me journal from it at some point. May even insert some video into this video, but I got super excited because I just wanted to go back to some of the things that I did from the beginning in previous journals that you've seen, things that I know work. I did add in some new page types, but overall I wanted to cut out the complicatedness and just take it back to some of the more simple styles that I knew I enjoyed. And so far it has been a success, and I have been journaling way more than I was journaling in the months before when I was using the previous journal. Now you're wondering, why are you telling us all this? Why are you coming on here and explaining your, I guess, midlife crisis of notebook, mid-journal crisis, right? But I wanted to talk about it on the channel because I know some of you guys probably also go through slumps, and sometimes the slump is because of stress. Sometimes the slump is because of your location or your area, where you are, what's going on in life. Sometimes it's because you're bored with the art supplies that you're using. Maybe you're bored with the journal that you're using. And I wanted to say that it's okay to try new things. It's okay to stop in the middle of a journal and decide to reset or to try something different. And in some cases, it might not even be journaling, right? Maybe you need to read and just read and not worry about journaling. Maybe you need to try digital journaling for a change if it's not working for you. Maybe you've been using, these types of pens. Maybe you should be using colored pencils. Maybe you should try out colored pencils. Maybe you should try out markers. Maybe you should try out crayons for a little bit. Maybe you're just bored at the same old. This is one of the reasons why I do have so many types of pens and art supplies, because sometimes you just get bored using the same thing. Now, that's not to say that you have to have all of the things. Sometimes we can't afford all of the pens. And you don't have to feel bad about that. And that's another reason we get in a slump too, is we go online, we see people on the internet, we see people on Instagram. I'm definitely guilty of that, of seeing people on Instagram and seeing their art skills and being like, they are amazing artists. Why can't I draw like that? There's no reason for me to doodle this because it's not going to look like what they draw, right? And we get kind of in our heads. And sometimes we have to step back and just reset our mentality and refocus our energy so that we remember what it is we're actually trying to do. Now, for some of you who are stumbling on this video, you may not be, part of the faith. And so your motivations for keeping a journal may be for mental health. It may be for emotional health. It may be just, to put ideas. You may be a writer putting ideas out for your next story. And if that's the case, that's what you want to center your thoughts on. For those of you who are subscribers and followers of my channel, who are believers in the Most High God, and you use your journal for your faith, then you always have to remember that the reason for the journal is not for it to be pretty. It's not for it to be neat. It's not for it to be liked by other people. It's not for, the shares and the likes and the perfection. It is about getting closer to the Most High. And if there's something that is preventing you from that purpose, then that thing should be removed. So if the notebook is causing you anxiety, just get rid of it. If it's easier for you to just write in plain, big, black ink and it not have any color and not be anything, because all of that is making you anxious and it's making it hard for you to focus, or you can't figure out what color scheme you want, just get rid of it. Just throw it away. Just get a plain black pen, Genesis, start writing your notes, right? Keep it simple. Because at the end of the day, the idea is to help us spiritually and help us to grow our relationship with Christ. It's not to be pretty. It's not to be flowery. And while I am one of those YouTubers who does like to be pretty and flowery, I also find it important to talk about the shadow side of creative outlets and using those creative outlets to connect to God. Because a lot of times when we experience art slumps, writer slumps, and things like that, then we will also experience spiritual slumps. And we don't want that to happen. Our spirituality and our connection with God should continue regardless of how we feel about our notebook. And so for me, in this case, it was just that notebook size is not working. I don't like the structure. So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go back to what I was doing before to keep it working. For you, it may be I need to stop using color. I need to stop using this, or I need to start investing in cheaper art supplies or whatever. Whatever works for you, that's okay. And that's what you need to be doing. So if you have questions or comments, leave me a message in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I can't talk. Share and all of those wonderful things. And over the next couple of weeks, I will be showing you inside my new journal and the things that I have started adding in here. And I will be going over different types of pages that I use, tips and tricks, things that can help you study the word more. And hopefully you will enjoy that too. I will see you guys soon. Bye.